Hello there, welcome to today's yoga practice. Today we are focusing fully onto the area of the hips. It's that nice section that is kind of separating the lower part and the upper part of the body. An area that can cause quite a lot of discomfort some days. An area where, for me as well, I feel usually the tightest when I practice yoga. And today this practice hopefully will give you a bit more energy. First of all, so we can kind of feel the whole body connected again, because sometimes when you feel this area being a bit tight, can also have to do with holding onto the tummy. It could almost feel like a bodily separation. So yeah, first of all, we try to get the energy moving again with breathing, but then mainly the deep stretches and the longer holds should allow your hips to soften. And hopefully when you leave this practice, you won't even remember how your hips felt before. Thank you very much for tuning in. I look forward to practice with you. So let's begin our practice. Come to stand at the top of your mat. Separate your feet hip width apart. Open your palms forward for a mountain pose Tadasana. And we are still spending a moment to arrive in our practice with awareness, with connection and grounding. So allow your eyes to gently close or soften. Notice if you're gripping through the soles of your feet and try to relax them fully for a moment. Notice whether you're rolling in or out on your feet, whether your weight is rather in the balls of your feet or the heels, and just gently rock the body to the left and right side, forwards and back. And find that nice center point where you really feel held by your feet. Soften the knees gently now. Knees are resting over the heels. Lightly tuck your tailbone under, so the hips are shifting a little bit further forward, hips over the heels. Notice your spine, the length of your spine. And just see if there is a bit more space to grow taller. Crown of the head is now reaching up towards the ceiling, while the feet are finding the ground, that stability underneath. And just notice where your hips are sitting. Maybe you notice the length of your legs and then the length of your upper body. And that beautiful midpoint where so much is happening in your body. So much can get stuck there as well, and maybe not enough cared of. So just take a moment to tune into that area of your lower belly and the area of your hips. Notice how the hips feel now before we begin class. And this is not to judge or to analyze too much, but at the end of the class, when you leave this practice, to see what yoga does to your body, maybe to your mind as well. Gently roll the shoulders away from the ears. Spread through the fingers if you haven't already. Feel that openness through the body. And now let's take 3 collective breaths. And imagine you're breathing even deeper than into the belly. Breathe into your hips. Inhale, deep breath in through the nose. Draw the breath down past the belly, all the way into your hips. Maybe even down into the soles of your feet, the earth. And as you exhale, gently open the mouth and breathe out through the mouth. Very nice. 2 more rounds. Inhale, nice deep belly breath. And as you exhale, feel the breath is moving from the hips back through the chest and out of the nostril. 1 more cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale fully. Beautiful work. I hope you arrived a bit more now. Let's open the eyes, and then from here for a few rounds of sun salutations. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Grow nice and long in the body. Reach your fingertips towards the skies and then bring your hands together and forward fold. Uttanasana, relax the head and ground your palms down towards the earth. So bend your knees as much as you need to. On the in-breath, lift halfway, take your hands to your knees or towards your upper thighs and keep your gaze straight down. Tuck the elbows in towards the side body. Exhale, forward. Bring your fingertips to the mat. Make 2 cups with your hands. Step the right foot back as far as you can. So wiggle the right foot to the end of the mat and then bring the right knee down. And have a look that your knees are about hip width apart. Now try to thread your heart forward. Reach the chest forward. And it's the beginning of the practice, so take it nice and gentle on the hips. But the more you would like to get into this stretch, the more you reach forward with the left knee. Inhale, take another breath to lengthen. Another exhalation here, soften through the hips. Now for downward facing dog, place your hands down, lift the right knee and step the left foot in line with the right leg. Bend your knees here as much as you can. And now with the next inhale, look forward and step the right foot forward in between the hands. Soften the left knee. We're going to spend a little while here. Inhale, reach the chest forward, reach the heart forward, and just get a feel for your hips today. Get a feel for how the left side feels now in comparison to the right side. Don't analyze, don't judge. It's just to be aware of your body. Another in-breath, reach the heart forward. Now to forward fold, lift the left knee and take a big step forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift the body halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Now as you inhale, reach your arms around the body and all the way up and overhead. Breathe in, palms meet at the top, look towards your thumbs. And exhale, draw your hands through the heart, back into mountain pose. 2 more rounds like this. Inhale, full length in the body. Exhale, hands together, forward fold, Uttanasana. Breathe in, halfway lift. Release the hands down, and this time step the left foot back first. Wiggle the foot further away from the body, drop the knee down, and try to reach the chest and the heart forward. Take your hands to the earth, downward facing dog, step it back. Head is relaxed, knees are soft. Now look forward again, this time with the left foot, step it through, drop the right knee. Inhaling and exhaling here. Now take another in-breath to lift and lengthen. And then lift the right knee, step it forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift the body halfway, feel the stretch in the back of your legs, ground through the heels. Exhale, forward fold. Move your arms around the body and all the way up towards the ceiling. Hands meet, look to the thumbs. Exhale, release your hands to the heart. And actually we're going to take 2 more rounds with a different variation. Now inhale, full length. Hands meet, forward fold. Uttanasana, relax the head. Breathe in, lift halfway, elbows in towards the body. Release the body and step your right foot back. This time stay high on the right knee, if that feels good. You can always lower into a low lunge. And the same applies here. Heart reaches forward, lift the hip. Try to lift the right heel off the ground as much as you can. For the first round, we're staying a little bit longer. Breathe into your hips. Notice this balance between having strength to keep the body lifted, but also softening into the area. Downward facing dog, hands release, step it back. Bend your knees generously and then look forward, step the right foot forward. Feet hip width apart, so adjust in any way you need to. And then again here, the right knee is reaching forward, chest, heart is opening. Lift the left heel. Maybe you can then extend the leg a little bit further back. Listen to your body. We all have different bodies, so you don't have to do high lunge just yet. You could lower the knee down. Now look forward. Step the left foot forward. Uttanasana. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms around the body. Come up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. The same for 1 more round. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the body halfway. Make cups with your fingers and step the left foot back. Feet hip-width apart. Now you already were in this position. You know how to set up, but try to find space in your inner thighs and the hips. Downward facing dog, step it back. Left foot comes forward. Feet hip-width. Reach the heart forward. Right heel is lifted. Think of kind of a sprint. You want to start a sprint. So that's the position you're in. You're active and aware, but you soften through the hips. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Uttanasana. Reach your arms around the body. Come up to standing. Nice full body stretch. And then exhale. Hands move through the heart. Very nice. Now turn to the width of your mat, rather the length of your mat. And then separate your feet wider than about 1 meter's distance apart. That wasn't a very good explanation. So wider than hip width, I want to say, but it's a lot wider. Make sure it's not your maximum. So it's somewhere you don't feel a stretch yet. So just a nice distance apart. And then turn your right foot out. I think we're all there now. Right toes are turning out. Take your hands onto the hips and then start to sink into the right hip. We start to lunge, but this is a different variation to what we've just done. You will feel it more maybe in the area of the hip flexors. As you inhale, every time lift. And as you exhale, make sure the knee stays over the ankle so you can see your first 2 toes of that foot. And we do that a few times. Feel again grounded through the feet. Extend your leg fully, your right leg. Left knee is bent. Take a couple more rounds. It really is up to you how fast you're moving or how slow you're moving. And then next time you come down, just try to sink into your hips for a moment. Take your arms to the inner thighs. With your right hand, try to open the inner thigh. With the left elbow, you try to kind of nudge that knee open a little bit. Breathe in and out. Keep your upper body nice and long. And then slowly lift, come back to center. Bring your left foot parallel and turn your right foot out. And then we're going to do the same that we've just done on the other side. Side lunging. And really make sure that it feels comfortable for the knees. Some of you have a bit of hypermobility. You could always step the foot a bit closer or have a bit more of a bend. Again, have a look that your knee is opening towards the outer edge of your foot. And just see if this side feels any different to the first side. Breathe in when you come to the middle. Breathe out and ground into the right foot. Next one brings you back into your lunge. Try to stay on the outer edge of your left foot, on the whole 4 corners of your, mixing up the sides a little bit, I think, the right foot, the outer edge of the left foot, there we are. And then just try to lean towards that side and open the knee a bit more with the help of your forearm. The other hand can be towards the hip or the inner thigh. One more inhale, one more exhale. Very nice. Now turn towards that leg, the right leg. Bring your hands to the earth and step the foot back into your plank position. This can be a high plank today, or you can drop your knees for a low body plank. And then shift forwards and back a few times. Find a strength in your arms, claw through the fingers. And then for down dog, bend your knees, lift your hips all the way back and up, downward facing dog. Now, if downward facing dog feels a bit too much on the body today, you could drop into tabletop. So just simply bring the knees down and you can do the same movement from there. Inhale, extend the right leg back and up. Now from here, I would like you to point the toes. Quite often we flex the toes, but today point the toe away. And really extend into your right big toe now. You need to be strong in the arms here, so press the mat forward and away from you. And then start to draw circles with the leg long. And really ask your breath to support you here. So we are mindfully moving even through the stronger postures today. Draw circles with your right big toe. Keep your head relaxed. Now change the direction you're in. You're on rather. Few more circles. Press into your pinky finger. Use all fingers to push the mat away. And then extend your leg, bend your knee and open your hip towards the right side of your mat for a moment. The upper body stays squared with the mat. Head is facing towards the end of the mat, or maybe look towards your belly button. One more breath here, lift through the knee. Very nice. Now let's give that a break. Step the right foot forward in between your hands and then lower the left knee down towards the ground. For lizard pose, and now we start with postures where we hold it a bit longer. Turn your right foot, or rather wiggle your right foot to the outer edge of your mat so you can bring both hands to the inside and the palms are roughly under the shoulders. Lift your left knee and wiggle the foot as far back as you like and then reposition your knee down. Untuck your toes and just have a look that your front knee is roughly in line with the front ankle and also that the back heel is in line with the back knee. We just want to make sure we set up correctly if we stay here for a little while. Now find a bit of movement here. And that movement usually is a bit easier to find if you rock through the left hip more. If you initiate the movement from the left hip. And then come to stillness and walk your hands forward. Just as far as you can feel a first stretching sensation. And not 10 out of 10, about maybe 6 out of 10. And after a while you might fall a bit further. But just keep it there for a moment. Soften the elbows and relax the head down in your lizard lunge. And I automatically close my eyes here, especially when we work on a targeted area of the body. Visualize where you feel that stretch. And try to breathe with your full awareness into that area. So on the inhale, you're sending extra breath there. And on the exhale, see if you can let go from any muscular energy and you can just kind of sink into the stretch. So we work on that active, passive release. Take 5 more rounds by yourself. Breathe in and out nice and deeply. While you're softening through the hips. And without moving, imagine the left knee is moving back, the right knee forward. You're creating space here. Relax the head, the neck. And if you feel that your body did let go a little bit more, you could maybe soften onto your forearms or let the head hang a bit heavier. Doesn't need to be. Just see where you're at. Now let's take a last collective breath here. Inhale through the nose, deep belly breath. And exhale through the mouth, cleansing breath. And then use your hands to lift your body back and up. And because we were here for a while, just gently come out of that stretch. And then shift the right knee back. Take a moment to arrive here. And then for downward facing dog, curl your toes under, lift the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. And just notice the difference between the left and the right side here for a moment. And then we take that over to the other side. So ground through the right foot and extend your left leg back and up. Point the toe away and notice if you're shifting to one side, try to keep your body centered. You can bend the right knee more or you can straighten it up. Point into your left toe and then start to draw circles and really send energy into that left big toe so the foot is fully active and you're rolling through the hip. Breathe deep, keep the head relaxed, neck soft, and then change the direction. Leg is lengthening. Imagine you want to kind of lift your femur out of your hip joint. Don't do it, but just as an idea, you really extend through the leg. And then come back to center. Lift the leg, bend your knee, open the hip. Look towards your right armpit. Drop the left heel to the right buttock. Lift through the knee. One more inhale, push the mat away. Very nice. And then look forward and step that left foot all the way through for a moment in lizard lunge. Wiggle the left foot out. Take both hands to the inside of your mat. And again, if you feel that you have a bit more space, lift the right knee, shift it further away from you. Left knee over left ankle. Right foot in line with the knee. And then you're exploring. You find a point, and that could be very different to the other side or slightly different. You find a sensation where it doesn't feel like you want to go out anytime soon, where it is a challenge but not too much. And then notice also if the hip is kind of rolling to the right side, keep moving the left knee slightly forward. So your hips are still squared with the top end of your mat. Relax the head and relax the jaw here. Bring your teeth slightly apart. And again, feel the area that we're working on today. Notice what is present. That can be physically, that can be emotionally. And be willing to let go now. Take 2 more long, nourishing, deep inhales and exhales here. Notice if the body relaxes more, you could walk the elbows further forward or the hands. Very, very nice, everyone. And then walk your hands slowly back in toward you. Take it slow to come out of your hip. And then step the left foot back. Hands stay where they are. Spread through the fingers. And a very gentle down dog now. So keep the knees bent. And then walk through the legs. Straighten one leg out. Bend the other knee. And then do that in the reversed order. And then come to a moment of stillness. Bend your knees again. And gently shift your hips side to side. Notice if you feel balanced, hopefully you feel even between both sides. Shake the head loose. And then look forward and nice and slowly walk your feet to the top of your mat and try to keep your legs as long as you can here. Find into Uttanasana. You're standing forward, forward. Relax head and neck. Hold on to the back of your legs. And notice if that allows you to draw the forehead a bit closer towards your shin. Feel that grounding sensation of your heels and that lift that goes all the way up into your sits bones and then up towards the skies. With the upper body, the head is moving towards the feet. So you don't have to be there or anywhere close, but that's the direction. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Beautiful. And then release your arms. And for our Malasana Yogi squat, bring your heels to the outside edges of your mat. Toes are moving past the mat onto the floor or carpet. And then drop down into Malasana Yogi squat. And I'm just going to change direction so you see where we are at. And now for some of you, your hips might be quite high lifted. They might be somewhere here. And then see if you can just comfortably stay there. And this is more as a safety kind of reason that I'm telling you, if you're grounded through the feet, then take your hands towards your heart. Otherwise, you can have your arms on the knees or legs. So see how it feels. And then bring your gaze towards a single spot of focus or close your eyes. And just gently start to rock from side to side, but with attention to how your knees are feeling. Keep rather on the outer edges of your feet so the knees can open. And then come to stillness. Feel that downward moving energy of your hips, that upward lift through the crown of the head. And just very lightly push the hips forward. And also to create some strength in that area now, move your knees toward your arms. And with your arms, you're resisting that. So you're creating a bit of that resistance here, feeling the muscles activating. One more inhale. One more exhale. Very nice. And then for downward facing dog, from where you are, bring your hands back towards the floor and then nice and slowly walk your feet into downward facing dog. And now we're going to set up for pigeon pose. And there's different ways to do that. I would like you to show maybe an easy way to come into for today. Bring your knees down towards the ground. And then take your left knee towards your left wrist and the left foot towards the right hand. And then start to walk your right foot back. And here, this is really important. And especially because I can't see you practicing, make sure that this one feels comfortable. Otherwise, you can lie on your back, hug your knee into your chest and do that version. Because you want to have an angle at the hip, so your knee shouldn't be in line with the left hip. So pigeon pose. Right leg is back. Also here, check in that your right foot is in line with the hip. And then try to shift your weight roughly towards center and square your shoulders off with your mat. And then already here, see if you can let go. So your hips relax. And you just have a little bit of a pressure in the outer edge of your leg, and especially the outer edge of your foot, to keep some stability. This is where you might stay, or you can explore forward folding here. Allowing the head to relax, or maybe the head to be gently lifted. And wherever you are, that can also be on your back. Reconnect to your breathing. And every time you're inhaling, notice what is happening in the body. Where do you feel the breath? And use your exhalations to soften and try to relax into the posture. Keep a bit of awareness in the outer edge of that left foot, but otherwise surrender. Even relax your hands here. Relax the shoulders. Very, very nice. So we're slowly coming out of this pigeon fold by pressing the hands to the earth and then lift your body back and up. And to come out, curl your right toes under and really find connection to the right foot. So you can lift the hip, have every the whole weight in your right leg, and then gently extend your left leg back. And we're going to drop onto the right knee and then extend the leg from here. Do any wiggles, any movement that feels nice here. And then a downward facing dog in between the pigeon postures. Notice again the different sides. This is just to feel, not to analyze. And then drop the knees down. Bring your right knee towards the right wrist and try to again find the angle here, left. So for some of you, by the way, if you're quite open, you might have your knee in line with your foot. For me, this is very different. So my heel is actually coming quite close towards the opposite hip. And this is all good as far as you have an angle at the right hip and as far as it feels good. Lift the left leg, shift it further back. And then take your hands forward. Breathe in. Gently press into the outer edge of that right leg. Hips are squared. And then the same here. Explore this posture. Explore your pigeon forward fold. And you might do it in stages. You come into the posture, you breathe, and then you see where that softness on the exhale brings you to in that stretch. Notice if you can relax more through the right hip. And notice if you can let go in the jaw, the area where we say in yoga is fully connected with the hips, the jaw. Areas where we hold emotions, things we can't maybe speak out, sometimes anger, fear. And again, you might be here today to just have a stretch. I think different days bring different things. Sometimes we are willing to learn more about the kind of inner body, and sometimes we just want to focus on the physical sensation. So that's great. Wherever you are at today is good. Take 2 more breaths in and out through the nostrils. And then again, with the help of your hands, just slowly come out of your pigeon pose. Last down dog, lift the left knee, bring all of the pressure out of your right leg, so you can then swing it back into downward facing dog. Have a last wiggle in down dog. We've done it on the other side, so you might do it here. Left knee down, extend, move through that right leg. And then if you haven't already, and again I'm going to shift sides, bring your right knee onto the mat and then step your right leg across. So the right leg is behind, and then open your feet so you can sit back into the space that you've just created. And it's just notice you might need to shift around in your room as well. So I'm back on the mat here. Knees are on top of one another for a knee pile pose. Lift the hips, shift them for as long as you need, so you're sitting on both sit bones. If that's too intense, stretch your right leg forward and then take both of your fingers, both of your hands rather, all of your fingers towards the front of your mat. Shoelace pose, or also called knee pile pose. A very deep hip stretch for some of you, especially you could feel it in the right area of the hip flexor. And as we take this with a yin approach, where we're going to stay for quite a few rounds of breaths, again, just see how your body is kind of guiding you into the posture rather than you thinking where you have to go. You could also place your hands down and then feel your sits bones getting heavier. Feel your back softening, shoulders moving away from the ears. Come back to your breathing, maybe close your eyes. You can tune fully into that. Into your breath, the sensations that this posture is offering. Take 5 more full cycles of breaths here. Every time you breathe in, feel your belly expanding towards the thighs. Every time you exhale, notice the softening that is happening in the whole body. Gently move your teeth apart so the jaw can soften here. Take about 1 more full cycle of breath here. Very, very nice. And then as slow as you came in, take your time to move out of this posture And then slowly extend your legs forward. Give them a bit of a massage. So use your thumbs to massage your thighs, area of the hip flexors, the calves, maybe the feet. Give them a bit of a tapping. So the energy is fully flowing back into both legs. Good. And now let's take it over to the other side. So this time it's the left knee that steps over the right leg. Right heel is moving towards the right buttock. And then again, shift your hips around. So both of your hips are fully grounded. Knees are roughly over one another. You can hold your feet if you're sitting in an upright position. If you're forward folding, take your hands to the front of your mat. I'm going to say a bit less now, so you really have time to tune into your body. If there is something you're working on releasing, maybe just trying to find connection to the hips again. And please do so with your eyes soft or eyes completely closed now. Try to surrender into this posture. Feel a bit heavier with every single exhale. Feel the shoulders dropping away from your ears. Take about 5 more rounds of breaths. And remember, as everything in life, it's a process. So don't feel like you need to get rid of everything you're working on right here, right now with that hip release sequence, or expecting to feel a change already here. The body is working on it. And the more you surrender into it, your mind is already working with these releases, the yoga postures. So just go with the flow here. Try to surrender into it. 2 more breaths. Very, very nice. And then again, nice and slowly, cool your hands toward you. Make sure you can still release your legs. I always need a bit of time here, because again, I feel it is quite a deep stretch. Extend your legs forward. And then again, give them a bit of a massage. And come into a bit of tapping. You could also use your fists or your open palms. And then shake your legs out. Good, and then we come to lie down. Bring your feet hip width apart at the top of your mat. And then for a bit of core stabilizing, we're going to slowly roll down. Vertebra by vertebra. Until you come onto your mat, and then hug your knees in towards the chest. And just give yourself a nice squeeze here for a moment. Send your gaze toward your knees. Feel the breath moving past the belly down into the hips. Very nice. Then bring your left hand onto the left knee, right palm on the right knee. Separate your knees apart for circles. And because we've just done a few very deep stretches, you might feel like you don't want to go too far. And we do that for a good few breaths. So you can use every round to move slightly different, slightly deeper if you want to say so. Roll through the shoulders and your elbows as well. And just enjoy that movement. Enjoy the body slowly connecting again, the upper and lower part of the body. So we are working on that middle part today. And then change your circles rather, different direction. Beautiful work, very, very nice. And then hug your left knee in and straighten the right leg down. We're going to draw now circles with the left knee. The same we've just done. And you could use both hands. You can have one hand on the knee, the other hand on the right hip to stabilize. And you might notice you go into much bigger circles now. So just see how it feels. You can roll off the right hip as well, that's fine. And then draw your knee towards your chest. Really squeeze that knee in towards you and lift the upper body for a moment. And then as you lower the body down again, make that vertebra. Tuck your chin to your chest. Lift the knee away from the body, right hand on the left knee, and then bring it across the body into a twist. Here we're working on the outer hip, maybe the area of the glutes as well. Extend the left arm. Look over the left shoulder and just guide your right knee into that twist. What I would like you to do is that it's a bit more of a active relaxation here, or active stretch. On every inhale, gently press the knee up into your hand, resist. And on the out breath, soften and relax completely. And do that for about 5 counts now. Nice deep inhales that go along the left side of the body. And out breaths that allow you to soften and relax into your twist. If space allows you, you could extend the left leg. So your left leg is straight. You could hold the big toe with your index finger, your middle finger, your peace fingers. Or you just stay where I'm as well. With the knee bent, one more inhale. One more exhale. And then breathe in. Very, very nice. Roll back to center. Let's take that over onto the other side. Right knee comes in towards the body. Left heel extends, and use that active left heel to stretch the left leg. Lift the body, nose towards the knee. And then just see if you can gain a bit more length in the spine. Chin towards the chest, left hand on the right knee. And as you move into your twist, just have a look that your right hip is in line with the right knee. Depending on space, you can also have cactus arms. Ground your shoulder blade, the hand, the back of your palm rather down towards the mat. And then again, start with your active stretches here, active breaths. Inhale, move the knee up toward your hand, resist. Every time you exhale, just surrender. Take about 4 more rounds of breaths. Keep rolling the chin towards the right armpit. That might allow your neck to open up a bit here as well. Deep belly breaths. Take one more full abdominal breath here. Very, very nice, everyone. And then bring the head back to center. Come out of your twist and bring the soles of your feet down onto the mat now. Feet mat width apart, both arms in either in a half T or in a full T shape or cactus arms. And then windshield wipe the legs from left to right. Whenever you drop the knees to the right, look past your left shoulder. So just turn your head to the opposite way. Stay really soft now in the body. Maybe already here. Close your eyes. Soften your gaze. Next time you're on the left side. Pause there for a moment, knees heavy, gaze towards the right armpit. Full body is relaxed now. And the knees come back to center, and then over to the right, gaze to the left. Everything is heavy and relaxed. And then roll the head, the knees back to center. Bring your feet to the center of your mat, fully together. And then for Supta Baddha Konasana, lying butterfly, our last posture today before Shavasana. Bring the soles of your feet together, open your knees into that beautiful butterfly shape. And again here, try to wiggle the shoulders a bit further up so your spine is nice and long. Take your hands onto the hips, left and right hip. And now I would suggest that you reclose your eyes again. Just notice what is currently happening. Maybe you feel that the hips are more open, or you feel a bit of a tingling sensation after all that movement. Just be present with it and try to take a few more active rounds of breaths. In through the nostrils, down into the belly, the area of the hips, and exhale to relax. And for everyone who would like to have the arms in a shoulder opener, you could bring your arms up and overhead, hold on to your fingers, opposite fingers, and then just soften through the shoulders and the elbows. Start to inhale on a count of 3. And exhale on a count of 3 as well. Even breath. As you inhale, your chest, your rib cage, and then your belly is rising. And as you breathe out, belly softens, ribs soften, and your chest is relaxing, heart is softening. Take a few more of those rounds, counting up and down from 3. And while you breathe, notice the relaxation through the soles of your feet now, that you can let go, the feet that hold you like such a vast part of your day. You're held by the feet and we don't even honor and appreciate them enough. So now give them time and space to relax. Knees heavy, hips relaxed, jaw soft, shoulders heavy. And all those tiny facial muscles are relaxed now. Now let go of your count after this last exhalation. Bring your hands towards either side of your knees. And for Shavasana, our final resting pose, bring your feet together. If there is something going on in your low back, you could have the feet on the mat. Otherwise, extend your legs. Really wiggle the heels forward, fingertips reach towards the heels, lift the head, tuck the chin down to your chest, and then straight away let go. Let go of the practice, of any movement, any stretches we've done today. Allow your body to take in those benefits of your yoga practice now, as you surrender into Shavasana. From head all the way down into your toes, body is heavy and relaxed now. Your body is heavy and relaxed. Your mind is relaxed. Your thoughts are relaxed. Your whole body is completely heavy and relaxed in Shavasana. And now please feel free to extend your Shavasana for maybe 5 or 10 more minutes or the whole evening. Have a little sleep on your yoga mat now. But to seal off our practice, if you'd like to do that united or together, now bring the soles of your feet back to the earth. Nice and slowly roll onto the left side. Lift your body into a cross-legged seated posture. Rest your hands facing down on the knees. And just take a moment to let the practice settle, a moment to come back, and a moment to thank your body and appreciate that you can move that healthily on your yoga mat. Thank you so much for connecting, for practicing from my heart to yours. Namaste.